everybody, it's EK from Gorman Designs, and I am coming in with 5 fast cards featuring the brand new Love Always card making and crafting mini kit. Yep, I said mini. If you haven't seen the unboxing of this, I'll link it up here in the above, but this is a tiny little kit. Not tiny at all, it's stuff filled with products, but it is smaller than the average White Rose crafting kit, and it's meant for Valentine's Day, but really it's meant for any time you want to say love you to somebody. It's the Love Always kit. It's got the ability to say get well, happy birthday, happy Valentine's Day, happy anniversary. It's got kind of a little bit of everything, and it's an impressive kit, especially considering it's considered mini. My first card, I'm starting off with the flag banner set in the card and 2 of the pieces of paper. I'm going to basically, I need to make the hot pink work with these papers a little bit better, and I'm doing that simply by using some Distress Oxide onto the papers. I went with the Aged Mahogany on this outside paper, so it blends a little bit more into the banner colors in this cardstock, and then pulled some Picked Raspberry from my stash for this panel of paper to make the banner flags coordinate. Coordinate's the word I'm looking for. Coordinate. I also grabbed a piece of the satin ribbon that's included in the kit, and I like that pop of burgundy on the card, as if that's what everything's kind of hanging from. I used some double-sided adhesive from my stash to create banners, or to attach the twine to the card so I could float the banner flags off of them. And I like the idea of banner flags, because they're celebratory. Whatever you might be celebrating, you throw up banner flags in your house for. So if you're celebrating something in a card, be it simply something as easy as love, the banner flags show that you're celebrating. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's kind of what banner flags mean to me, is a celebratory sign. I attached all this to an A2 card frame, and then realized that the twine was going to kind of move around, potentially not lining up with the flags when I put them on, so basically just pulled out some glue dots from my stash and added it underneath the twine just to genuinely hold them in place. I added the banner flags, and you'll notice I double layered them up just because I love the idea of the texture and color of them. And I think by using the Distress Oxide, I really helped pull the colors and the flags into the main project. I wanted to add a sentiment from the included stamp set, and as you can see, it's got 3 different sentiments. It's grateful for you, love you, and get well very soon. So I love the inclusion of that being the sentiments for the whole mini kit, because it really does allow the kit to be so much more than just Valentine's Day. The really neat thing about this kit is it's super small. No, that's not true. Size-wise, it takes up a small amount of space. So they're able to priority mail it in 2 days. So if you're looking to get it before Valentine's Day to make, say, Valentine's cards with, you can easily 2-day ship it, and it's perfect. It was designed to get it into your hands fast, whereas normal kits have larger pieces of paper and you just don't have that freedom. But there's the first card, a lot of hand stamping and blending of ink, but I think it's just fun. Card 2 is simple, super easy. I took the kit within the kit and trimmed up the piece of paper so it fit onto my A2 card frame, and then I took one of the felt banners and my glossy accents from my stash and added it over the sweet little bear. That's it. That's what I did. Just so that he is framed in and he becomes the subject of the whole card. I added the sentiment, I'm grateful for you, from the stamp set, and my archival ink. Because the paper's a little glossy, I needed something more than Memento or VersaFine, and my archival ink was better than StazOn. I didn't quite need StazOn level, it just needed something, and the archival worked for me. In the end, I decided the card needed just a little something more, so I pulled 3 of the sequins from the bling pack and just added them around the sentiment. Like I said, super easy card, but because the paper's really special, I think the card still feels really special. I wanted to try something a little bit more abstract, especially for me with the third card, so I actually trimmed one of the pieces of paper to fit an A2 card and then cut it in half so that it would take up an entire lower section of it, and added a piece of the included ribbon to the edge of the card. And I think it works. I mean, it's very geometrical. I got kids studying geometry right now. Geometrical shapes are in our common day discussion in our life. But I think it's very geometrical, and I think that pop of red ribbon is incredibly impactful. I wanted to use one of the stickers in the included sticker sets sheet, but I wanted to pop it up three-dimensionally, so I actually just put it on a piece of scrap of cardstock. In fact, it was a piece of scrap watercolor paper, just because that's what I had on hand, and added some three-dimensional adhesive. And then I went with the Get Well Soon. I know this is a lot brighter of a card than I would normally use for a Get Well, but there's different types of Get Well. And sometimes you need a bold and bright and happy looking Get Well, and so that's what I created here. For the fourth card, because I was in the mindset of geometrical shapes, and because I knew this really cool foil frame from the kit within the kit wouldn't actually fit on an A2 card, I decided to cut it up and make another really geometrical looking card. So I had a plan, I just had no idea how to create the plan. I was going to put paper between the 2 points, so you had white on the outside and white on the inside, but how do you cut a piece of paper to match that? So you get to watch me fuddle around with a pencil, yeah, you get to watch me learn this in real time. Or, I guess, sped up time, but you're watching me struggle with how to trim the paper up so I don't waste all of this cool print. You know, I'd like to save my scraps and be able to use it in a different project. So, yeah, I finally just got frustrated and cut it a big circle in it. But I got there in the end. Actually, I'm gonna totally wrap myself out. The top outside diagonal, I'm slightly off in the ends frame, and it drives me insane. And whereas I'm sure you would have never noticed that the top big point is off at the top, now you can also be crazily annoyed with it. But I love the card. I love the gold foil on the frame that I used. I love how the blue and the pink play off of each other. I love the stark white of the card. I think it's just really fun and special. But I'm slightly off at the top. Yep, and that's what we're all going to have to live with. I trimmed off all the excess, which was actually surprisingly satisfying and fun, and pulled out from the same kit within a kit the little happy birthday sentiment and popped it up three-dimensionally. I could have left it, I think, genuinely right here, but it felt a little naked, so I pulled out the Paris sticker from the sticker pack and a couple of the flowers, and think it finished the card off really nicely. I love that bold pattern that shape creates on the card, though. Card 5, I'm playing around with the frame that's included in the kit. Now, I will tell you, this card won't go in an envelope, but it's a great card to attach to the gift. Basically anything you don't necessarily, I can't send it to anybody because it's so dimensional, but if I were to pack a gift in a box, I could absolutely tuck it into the box with the gift. So yeah, I'm telling you up front, it just isn't going to work as a standalone card, but I think it's really, really fun. It's definitely one I could tuck into my kids' lunch boxes and they'd totally get a kick out of it. Because this frame, the lip frame, is so much thicker, I really needed a stronger adhesive, so I went with my double-sided adhesive. But I was able to just glue the mulberry paper hearts on with my glossy accents, as well as this cool tag. And yes, the clip was delicate enough I could glue it on to the frame and it would hold perfectly. So, yay! Like I said, won't fit in an envelope, but I think it's fun. Definitely have a bonus card today. Whenever a kit includes its own card frames, I always want to do those in a bonus way, just to show how to use the card frame, but not make it its own individual project. So that's what I'm doing today. I took the jelly bean card frame and cut a hole out of a piece of paper so that the insert would go through the hole, and added some seedless preserves blending around the edges of it, mainly because the paper's a little muted at times and I wanted it to really pop and sing, and I think by adding the purple I still stay within the color family of the card. But yeah, and I wanted it to really shine and sparkle, so I'm actually spraying a bunch and splattering a bunch of shimmer craft spray and frost. So it's clear, but yet when you move it, it sparkles and shines. You get to watch me be a dork here. I realized I wanted the teeny tiny little beads in the shaker and accidentally ended up spilling everything by trying to put my nice little jar out. I needed to get the big sequins out of the way so I could get the teeny tiny sequins into the shaker, and I spilled everything. Good news is I spilled everything while the teeny tiny little pieces were inside the baggie still. I realized I should have put something under the heart prior to adding the sequins, but the heart stickers ended up working out really well, and I love just the Happy Valentine's Day envelope with the little star. I think it's a really fun card, but I realized I forgot to do the envelope. So I took that same Distress Oxide color that I used on the card and went around the envelope with it, both sides, because, you know, both sides. And then that heart that I put on the cover is in that really cool blue color. So I took the coordinating bow and added that. That way the envelope goes with the card, and it works out really nice, especially for a bonus card. I've got one more part to this mini series coming up, so stay tuned and make sure you check it out. If you want this limited edition kit, make sure you pop over to White Rose Crafts because it's going to be gone before you know it. And let me know in the comments below which of these cards today is your favorite. Until then, happy crafting!